ANC Secretary General Fikilie Mbalula says they have no coalition plans because they cause instability within municipalities. The ANC is blaming coalitions for the lack of service delivery in municipalities. Our reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones following that story for us this afternoon and joins us now to give us an update. So, good afternoon, Pule. The ANC believes that coalitions are the cause of service delivery challenges that we've seen recently in municipalities.
Definitely, the ANC does believe that. In fact, they've said that they cannot continue to work with parties they don't see eye to eye with. Now, all of this comes a few weeks after we saw that the former acting chairperson there in Ekurhuleni writing that letter to the ANC leadership, Pradan, saying that the relationship the ANC has with the EFF in that metro would be costly politically, and was questioning that marriage they had in Ekurhuleni as well. So it seems as though the ANC has gone back to a drawing board to review their relationships with some of the parties they have in some of the municipalities. Of course, they had welcomed the fact that the coalition seems to be working in municipalities such as the Buffalo municipality in the Eastern Cape, and saying that they will continue to work with other parties that they see eye to eye with, and they see that the relationship can be strengthened. Of course, this coalition would happen in after the elections, after the democratic process has taken place, and whether, if their numbers don't allow, and if they are forced to work with those opposition parties in whatever municipality or provincial department or provincial governance a process that will then lead into that direction. But one main thing Mbalula had said, Pradan, is that they will be going to the public in terms of reviewing their manifesto as well, but also getting input as to what does the public want from them and who the public believes they should be working with in coalition agreements as well. So it was a two-day workshop that took place here in Birchwood in Boksburg, where there were NEC members such as the likes of Pakistan, who's part of that coalition intervention team, and other regional leaders of the ANC and provincial leaders as well, just to get a sense as to what should happen when having to work with some of these parties in council. Like, for example, the city of Tshwane, we know there the ANC and the EFF have a relationship, and they've been working together, and they've been allied partners. In the city of Johannesburg, the EFF and the ANC has been working together as well. But in Ekurhuleni, seemingly there's been tensions there. And I think in reference to the instability it may cause, one example would be to show how coalitions have, of course, been in question, such as what we are seeing in the city of Tshwane, where the mayor has come out publicly as well and saying that the city isn't doing well financially and in terms of their governance. But of course, this wouldn't be as a result of things that are happening now, but also previous administrators that have been in those positions of leading the city going forward. Let's just take a listen to what Mbalula had to say earlier on when he held a press briefing.
Coalitions are a product of democratic elections, and our understanding is that coalitions being a product of democratic elections, the ANC respects that, and the ANC work within the democratic framework and system of our country of local government. We work in these coalitions with an open mind. And we too have made tactical detours in terms of these coalitions. We do participate for the sake of bringing services to our people, but with a full recognition that we participate not as an outright winner. We work with others, and that's why you don't have an ANC Joburg mayor.
Okay, the workshop is done and dusted, Pule, after 2 days. What's the way forward?
All right, so the way forward now is to get a sense from these subcommittee teams that are looking into coalitions within the ANC as to what will be the decision that will be taken if they are forced to go into coalitions. For example, at national level, if the numbers do dwindle down just below 30% or 40%, then who are the parties they are likely to work with? Or if they just go below, that 98%, radar, who are some of the parties they're willing to work with? Like what we're seeing in local municipalities, we've seen that the ANC has been working with the minority parties such as the AIC and Al Jama'ah and the EFF. But now that they are not, particularly having a good relationship with the EFF, which other party will they be working with? Just previously during the National Executive Committee meeting, we heard from a subcommittee member looking into coalition issues, Tembing Kadibeng, who's a minister of Cox as well, saying that they were receiving offers from other parties that they wanted to work with, and that they would particularly or partially consider that option of working with the Democratic Alliance, which of course would be under discussion. But we also know that the Democratic Alliance has that Moonshot Pact idea, or rather perspective that they're trying to look into in terms of working with other coalition parties when having to have a national perspective of coalitions after the elections that will be taking place, of course, in 2024. But let's just take a listen to what Mbalula had to say in regards to the advancement and, of course, the positivity about this workshop they had here in Birchwood, Boksburg.
So this workshop is a workshop about intervention. The barometer, water, electricity, all of those things are a crisis. This workshop will enable us at Luthuli House in the provinces, working with our comrades in government to ensure that things do happen.
That's Fikilie Mbalula, the Secretary General of the ANC, ending that update about its recent workshop that ended today in Boksburg regarding coalitions. And we got that update now from Pule Letshwiti-Jones there. Now, still ahead.